All right, let's see. Okay, we're kicking off. Okay, we're live. Hi, I'm Glenn at COAF Field Team on YouTube. And this round, what we got for you? Well, we're talking fishing, specifically more of the Go Fish cam scouting that I've been doing. Talk a little bit more on some other things I plan on doing with that. Again, fishing related, and then some more fishing stuff. But before we go there, well, let's have a little beer real quick. So this is a little IPA that yours truly likes. It's the Devil's Backbone Belgian Style Triple. Tasty. Okay, let's take you into the fishing piece specifically. I went back to the local pond, Bethany Lakes, and we take you there. Right here, I'm setting up. I've got the M-Rod fishing pole. This is that one that has this little spring steel rod. And I've got some braided line. And over here you can see I also brought a fly rod because, well, you might as well fish while you're doing the underwater fish scouting. And let me go ahead and kick off the video. Okay, what I've done is I've taken a piece of bread, a bread ball, I've balled it up onto the hook, and in this case I made some modifications to it. And what initially happened was I set the rig up to have more of a sliding rig. And you can see, although it's fouling here, it does clear up later. And right off the bat, you're seeing something kind of tagging at it. Okay, I see a bass over here to the left, coming over here. And then another bluegill will come up. And actually, there's some fairly good sized bluegill that I noticed this round. Bigger than the size of your hand, if not 8 plus inch. There's one picking away at it. And this one will be interesting. He's picking away at it. There'll be other ones that'll be coming by, and then a turtle will show up. And I'll point out what I kind of noticed with some of these other underwater videos I've taken. Let me go and open up the scene real quick. There we go. All right, so there's the turtle. So there's a big bluegill. And there's a turtle picking at it. And he's just tearing up the bread. And watch how he eats it and starts picking away at it. And what you'll notice is one of his little, I guess, hands or paws will start grabbing either the hook itself or above the line, sort of give it better leverage so that he can steal your bait. So yeah, they are bait stealers. So I saw this on a previous underwater video that I took where 3-4 turtle stole my bait, and they used that one paw to hold off the hook or away from, and they picked around it. So it probably explains why you may not be hooking up with a few fish or two because of that. So beware of the turtle. All right, and this, you can see how he's just kind of holding that hook in place. And that's pretty interesting there. Let's see. Let me go put a note here. Okay, so more bluegill going about. Here I've got it's kind of clobbered, but I was able to move it a little bit further out of the greenery, that algae on the bottom. But I did, well, I went ahead and switched it out, put on some more breads, cast it back out again, and there it is. It's kind of drifting down. All right, hits the bottom. I'll tighten up on the line to get it out of the greenery. And then sure enough, look at this guy. That's at least 8 plus inch bluegill. And in fact, I caught one earlier that same trip while I was using the fly rod that I brought with me. Okay, some more of these bluegill. And what's interesting here is although the bread is buried in this green algae-like stuff, they're still being attracted to it. It may be because of the green LED light, But they're coming to it, and then they're going right to that bait. All right. So I'll just cast it out again. I think I took it a little deeper area. Now I'm noticing that the rig is setting up nicely. It's not clobbered anymore with the other line. The previous one I was using was a heavier mono. In this case, I went with a lighter mono. Still strong. I got some really good clips of stuff, same stuff that I use for shark fishing. There's a bass that's in the background. There's some more bluegill. Okay. Here I'm just kind of adjusting it, bringing it out of the greenery, taking advantage of that weight that I have behind it. Look at this, a bass, more bass. Out in the background, I think I see either another bass or a bluegill lurking by. And I hooked into one bass earlier this trip, and it went 12 inches or so. But I believe these guys are a lot bigger than a 12-inch bass. So more bluegill going by. Here's another bluegill getting ready to pop it. All right. There's another one in the background. And then the other day when I took the camera out there, I was able to see a couple of trout. So it was good to know that there was some trout still there. This round it's mainly just bluegill and bass. I was hoping to see if I can get some catfish on the camera. It didn't pan out this round, but other than that, I would say it was a very successful scouting opportunity. I am going to mix it up with trying some other baits than just the bread. But again, it's nice to know that they will come into that greenery and dig out your bait. That's what was interesting there. I saw this happen with trout as well, using corn. I always thought that they wouldn't need anything that was down in the green stuff, but they actually buried in there and ate it. And sure enough, here's I think this was a turtle that was picking at it, so I went ahead and recast, try getting it away from it. And then this one, I did notice that there's that green algae-like stuff that's on there, and it didn't bother the fish. They still went in there and would pick at it. All right. There's another. There's a money shot here if something picked up on it. So, all right. Okay, so that was the underwater Go Fish camera piece, doing some scouting at the local pond. I did trying to, well, I had a water wolf camera in the past, okay? Let me take you there real quick, okay? So they came out with the water wolf 2.0, I believe last year, and I missed it. I had the water wolf 1.0, and I lost it when I was kayak fishing. The thing I liked about the water wolf was it has at least the old 1.0, you could still see the indicator light when you look through the back of it, and it would tell you had some good, your battery life is working and your camera is working. The new one has some, I think, more battery life, better low light capability, along with that an LED indicator to give you an idea how long your battery is, or if it's powered appropriately. So I'm looking forward to being able to take one of these out, put an order in. I think it's supposed to come here in the next week or two. So you're going to see me over the course of the next few weeks trying out that water wolf camera, as well as I've got the Go Fish camera still. Okay, here's the rig that I use. I've taken off the little floaty thing on the back and replace it with a different foam one. And what this one does is it lets it ride kind of like in this angle. I'll put a weight on the back, and I've got this shark rig basically going to my rod, and here's that clip. And I find that gives me some pretty good money shots. So with the water wolf camera, there's some weight and balancing available for that. Well, I don't have to do anything fancy with that, and I can just cast it out as well. So just to expand my capability to get some more underwater shots, because there's a couple of things that I want to do this season. One is get more of these underwater videos and get some of these money shots of what is lurking down there, because I always wondered, I've been fishing all day, and well, I know I got some bites, or something stole my bait. Well, now I get to see what that what ended up stealing my bait. So last year I did do a series where I was making this, where you have these, I think it's called fish bites as well as fish gum, where it's a bait that you can take saltwater as well as freshwater fishing, and it's a synthetic bait, or it's not really, it's got chemicals in it and whatnot that you can use, and instead of just using bait, I've used it on the coast several times, several seasons, and it's done well for me. And then last year I decided to make my own. I saw a video of someone making one, or making some version of a fish bait or fish bite. It worked well over the testing that I did. Made some adjustments. One, I made it too soft and they tore it up and ended up stealing my bait. Then later on I made it again a little bit harder, I guess, and they couldn't steal the bait, but I couldn't hook them either. And so I think I finally found that healthy medium. I've got a batch right now in the fridge back there that I hope will be ready for this upcoming season. Probably here in the next day or two. I just need to let it chill overnight, and maybe I'll be able to get another underwater video of how that works out. For that one, I went with this Yum shad scent, and I'm hoping that that's enough to get them going. The other thing is all it is this unflavored gelatin. All right, so take a look at that. I have in the past used this bass attractant one, and they tore that one up, the bluegill. But again, I made the consistency of the, I don't know, I think I was calling them gummy baits, because they were the consistency of a gummy worm is what I was trying to get to. Well, it was way too soft. And then I do have some trout attractant. So I think I'm gonna make up another batch depending on how this shad one goes. I'll try these other ones as well. Get a good idea of how it's going with these underwater cameras. Again, I've got the Go Fish Cam, and I've got a replacement one, or a second one coming, the Waterwolf 2.0, to replace my old 1.0 Waterwolf camera. The other thing that I wanted to also do a big shout out to the Dallas fly fishers. A couple of things. One, I went to Cabela's, I think it was in March of last month, and was able to attend it's every third Monday at Cabela's here in Allen. I was able to attend their fly time class that they host, and I've tied over the years, and of course I've never got any formal instruction, so it was good to see others that have tied much longer than I have, and get some real good pointers. And they do provide you a pattern that is meant for warm water fishing in the area, and it's supposed to work for what's out there. And well, I tied what was called the Thief, and first fish I caught on it was just short of a 20-inch bass. So very happy there with the Dallas fly fishers and their program where they do this every third Monday. Cabela's in Allen. Additionally, they also host different Texas Parks and Wildlife classes, and this last one I just took the basic fly fishing class. In fact, the day over there at Rosemead Center in Carrollton, had basically a full day of fly fishing instruction. It was the basic class, and for someone who learned on his own, DIY, going to the public library, this probably would have done wonders for me if I had taken that class when I first started out fly fishing. Knots, gear, some rudiment or some key things or demos on casting. I definitely like that, and I really like the fly tying portion as well. There was an a woolly bugger that they showed a pattern that I tied, and learned a few things there that I was making mistakes in the past, or I had made mistakes where I was kind of doing a little bit wrong. Not enough to keep me from catching a fish, but enough that well, probably my woolly bugger would have lasted a lot longer if I followed the instruction that I just learned today. And then there was a dry fly pattern that they showed us. Very simple, but I can tell right then it would be a pretty effective one. In fact, I'm going to probably go out in the next couple of days and next week or so and try both of those flies out, and I'll tell you how they do. And you'll get some first-hand view of how those do, because I'll do that through the GoPro Mobile Fishing live stream series. So if you do have the opportunity to attend either that fly tying class that the Cabela's here in Allen every third Monday by the Dallas Fly Fishers, do check that out. And additionally, if you have a chance to attend one of these classes that they host, definitely sign up for them. They're over there at Texas Parks and Wildlife's website. Very simple pre-registration. They're free, and hey, you do learn a lot from some folks that have been fishing many years, and you never can not learn more about fishing. So that was it for this round. I just wanted to get that underwater video out there, let folks know, well, there's some fish out there, and also let folks know that stay tuned. I'm playing around with this batch. In fact, here, let me grab it real quick. Right here, this is the next batch, or the first batch of the season of the, I call them the gummy gum bait. Right here, it's my variant of making my own fish bites or fish gum. It's made with, right now I'm using this shad scent and just this great value brand unflavored gelatin. Mixed the batch. Right now it's been in the fridge for about an hour, and already I can tell this consistency is a lot better than last year when I had them too soft and they just tore it up, and I wasn't able to hook them. So I'm hoping that, one, this works, and two, I'm hoping that I get that video, at least give them an idea with the Go Fish camera of how these baits do, both attracting them, the fish, as well as how they end up reacting to the particular, in this case, gummy gum bait. I've got that Waterwolf 2.0 camera also, so right now I'm only doing small or short, brief segments. I get about maybe 30 minutes to an hour of video, and then I have to edit it to get you those key spots. This round there was some good information that I took away. The bass are still there. I didn't get any trout this round. More of those bluegill, but bigger size bluegill this time. And then I did get, I guess, confirmation again from a past video where I know I had like 3-4 turtles grab onto the hook and basically pick the bait away from my hook and steal my bait. Well, there was one this round that did something similar, where he was kind of using his left paw, or whatever you want to call it, holding off the bait, or holding off the hook set, or the hook itself, and being able to steal the bread portion of it. So, well, it's pretty fun having a camera that you can actually see down below and see some of these things. So with that, that's all I had this round. Glad that y'all could make it, and do stay tuned. I do plan on one in the next few days trying out those 2 flies from the event that I went to today, basic fly fishing class hosted by the Dallas Fly Fishers, and part of the Texas Parks and Wildlife Angler Education Program. So stay tuned for that, and then also stay tuned for more of these underwater videos, hopefully either catching this on the Go Fish camera or on that Waterwolf 2.0, seeing what's going to take these gummy gum baits, homemade baits, and see if they work. All right. All for now. Next time we'll catch y'all there. Good luck, good fishing.